What we have here are the bookends to the Fiat 500 range. Okay, so they're both convertibles, which adds an extra 3 grand to the price, but the principle's the same. We've got the hot Scorpion badged 500R bath and the brand new 2-cylinder twin air over here. And with CO2 emissions of just 95 grams per kilometre, it's the least polluting petrol car in the world. So how do the stats stack up? As you can see, 2 cylinders place 4, 85 horsepower is taking on 134 horsepower, one has 69 mpg while the other has 43.5, and the Abarth costs almost £4,000 more. Okay, so you're probably thinking the odds are stacked rather heavily in favour of the Abarth, but today we're not testing outright pace and we're not seeing whether the two-tone paint job and big wheels look better than the Twin Air's simpler styling. Today, all we want to find out is which of these two cars is more enjoyable to drive. And I've got a feeling you could be in for a surprise. Okay, so on the surface, this Abarth 500 is huge amounts of fun. It's fast, it's pointy, and that exhaust sounds fantastic, especially if you've got the roof peeled back. 0 to 62 miles per hour takes 8.1 seconds and it'll hit 128 miles per hour flat out. But it doesn't take long to realise it's far from perfect. The first problem is this robotised manual gearbox. It's just so slow. Tug on one of the paddles and unless you lift off the throttle completely, there's a huge interruption of torque that jerks you forward in your seat. You can push the sport button on the dash, that speeds up the changes a bit, but it loads up the steering with this artificial weight and that's not very nice at all either. And as for the ride, well, I think I might be having to pay my chiropractor a visit a little bit later on. Onto the Twin Air then. Can the 2-cylinder newcomer really trump its more powerful older brother? Immediately you can tell this engine is a much better match for the 500. The original 500 back in the 50s and 60s had a 2-cylinder engine as well, and you can see why. It makes a really distinctive noise. And it actually, you can build up a fair bit of pace, but, and it's a big but, you do have to work the engine really hard, and you have to think that's probably affecting those headline economy figures that Fiat have been talking about. The suspension flows with the road rather than fighting against it like in the Abarth, and the lighter steering is much more suited to the car. Best of all, there's something effortlessly Italian and chic about the Twin Air, which is what the Fiat 500 is all about. What I didn't tell you is that earlier this morning I brimmed both cars of petrol and took a note of the mileage. Now that we've driven both on a variety of urban and country roads, let's find out the comparable fuel economies, bearing in mind that Fiat claims the Twin Air is over 50% more efficient than the Abarth. Okay, so this isn't the most scientific test in the world, but what it does do is give us a great indication of the real-world fuel economy of these two cars. Today, the Abarth scored an average of 28 mpg, which isn't great, but the real surprise is the Twin Air, which returned 34 mpg. That's less than half what Fiat claim. Even so, we'd still recommend buying the Twin Air over the Abarth and saving yourself 4 grand in the process, but beware, it's not quite the economy king Fiat will have you believe.